Welcome back to my channel Lomzy Sews. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made this under bust corset with Basque waistline effect. Actually, the dress is a two-way. Is either you wear it fitted or you're going to wear it loose. I'm going to show you how to make the skirt part either fitted or loose on you. I showed you that picture and you guys chose this one, but I'm going to show you the two ways how to make the fitted and how to make the loose one. If this is your first time, make sure to pay attention. So let's do this. To make this, I'm going to be drafting this on the pattern paper. So this is going to be my starting line. From here, I'm going to take my shoulder to armhole, which is 10 inches, under bust line 15 and waistline 17.5 inches. I'll go ahead and square these lines out. So for the under bust line, I'm not going to mark it full so that you know the under bust line, and then I'm going to square out the waistline. Then for the hip, I'm going to take waist to hip line, which is 9 inches, and mark it, and also from waist to the length of the skirt, whatever you want, use it. Mine is 20. I'm going to square this line out. Remember, I've not added any sewing allowance to this. I'm just marking straight on the pattern. So next, I'm going to divide the shoulder divided by 2. Mine is 8.5 inches. I'll go ahead and square it from the shoulder line down to the armhole line. Next, I'm going to make a shoulder slope of 1.5 inches and then neck width of 3 inches. We're going to alter the neckline later, but first of all, let's get the shoulder slope. So I'll go ahead and connect this. Next, I'm going to mark the circumference of the bust. So you're going to divide bust divided by 4 plus 1 inch for ease. And then whatever I'm going to get here, I'm going to square it down to the hemline. Don't worry, we're going to alter this side seam. First of all, just pay attention and watch what I'm doing. So I'm just going to connect this straight. So both the waistline, the hip line, and the bust line, I just made everything equal for now. We're going to come back to this. So I'm just going to square it straight. Again, don't mind the side seam. We are coming back to this. So next, we are going to get the armhole curve. So divide whatever you have here by 2 and come in by 1/2 inch. Then you're going to connect this from the shoulder slope to the line we came in on 1/2 inch now, and then to the side seam like so. Next, I'm going to get the bust span measurement. So bust span divided by 2, mine is 4. I'm going to square that down to the hemline. So to get the bust point from this armhole line, which is also chest line, come down 1 inch. And this will be your bust point. This is under bust, waistline, and hip line. So now on this under bust line, I'm going to come in here 0.7 inches, and towards the side seam, I'm going to go out 1.75. You can use this for all sizes. Waist dart is same for all sizes. Just go ahead and use that whether you're a small size or a big size, and then you're going to square this down to the hemline. Like I said, the waist dart for all sizes are the same thing. So whether you're a plus size or small size, you can use the same thing. So I'll go ahead and then connect this to the bust span like this. Also the side I'm going to also connect this like this. Just make sure your curve rule is nicely placed. We'll come back to the side, so let's work on the neckline. So now I'm going to get the neckline, the design neckline of 4.5 inches, and then from this armhole I'm going to come down 1.5. If you don't want your cleavage to show, you can make yours on the armhole line, but you saw how my cleavage was showing a little bit, so I'll just go ahead and connect this like this. Next, I'm going to go ahead and make a curve from this under bust line to come to the neckline, the front neckline. So towards the side seam, you can decide any design you want, but I'm going to make mine straight. So on the under bust line, I'm going to just mark that straight there like that. That's the shape that I want. Then, and I'm going to divide the shoulder by 2. I'll mark it here and then connect this to the bust span as you see me doing. Yeah, so next is for us to work on the side seam. So I'm going to cut this open and close that area. So when I close this, you will notice that my waistline will be equal with my waistline. So waistline divided by 4 is 9 inches. That is what I have here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to go to the hip line. So you're going to divide your hips divided by 4 and you're going to mark it here. So whatever your hips is, divide that by 4 and mark that here. Mine is 12 inches. I'm going to mark it here, and then I'm going to take that straight to the hemline. So whatever I have there, mark that straight on the hemline. Also for this, I'm going to come back for the fitted effect, so, or the pencil skirt effect. So first of all, let's connect the hip line first. Make sure not to have a sharp corner, so you're going to blend this in like so. So if you want this to be loose, you can leave this like this, but if you want it to have a pencil skirt effect, you're going to come in 1 inch and connect this to the hemline like this. So it's just very simple, just what you're, just few inches you're going to take off, and it gives you a different look. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out. Guys, the remaining thing is for us to make the Basque waistline effect. So I'm just going to cut out this front pattern so that I'll be able to close the darts, the waist darts, and draw the Basque waistline effect. So I'm just going to use sellotape to tape this down. Next, from the waistline, to make the Basque waistline effect, from the waistline, so I'm labeling this center front, from the waistline you're going to come down 6.5 inches. That is what I used for mine. And then on the side seam you're going to use 2.5 inches, and then you connect this like this. You can connect it straight, however you want the shape to look like, but I'm just going to use my curve ruler to make a little slant like this. And this is it, guys. This is actually ready. I'm just going to go ahead and cut out all the pattern pieces, and then we're going to go over to the back. So for the skirt part, decide which one you want. If you want it loose, or if you want it to have the pencil skirt effect, you cut out with the shape you want. So I went with this pencil skirt effect. So I'm going to go ahead and add sewing allowances to this when I'm cutting it out on another pattern paper. I like to add my sewing allowances on another pattern paper before I cut on my fabric. So that's what I'm going to do later. So let's go over to the back. The same thing I did for the front, the armhole, the waistline, and then the waist to the hip line. That's what I have marked here. And then the shoulder divided by 2, and also I'm going to drop the shoulder slope of 1.5 inches. I'm sorry this went off camera, but what I did basically is 3 inches and I connected it. Now for the circumference of the back, listen attentively. This is not enough, so I'm going to add another pattern paper and then we'll continue. For the circumference, you're going to do bust divided by 4. You are not going to add any ease allowance, just bust divided by 4, and you mark it here. Mine is 11 inches. I'm going to mark it here. On the waistline, you're going to do waist divided by 4 and mark it here. Also on the hip line, you're going to do hips divided by 4 and mark it here. Mine is 12 inches. I'm going to take it down to the hemline. I'm going to mark it straight now. Later I'm going to make it a pencil skirt. So I'll go ahead and connect the side seam like this, and also use my hip curve to connect the hips like so. Remember not to have any sharp edge, so you're going to curve that area. Then you're going to mark this straight. If you want it to be loose, you leave it straight like this. So here I'm going to connect the armhole like this. This time around, I'm not coming in by ½ inch. The front I came in by ½ inch, but for the back I'm going to leave it like this. Then I'm going to mark the neck width of 4.5 inches and neck depth of 1.5 inch for the back. Then decide which one you want. For me, I'm going for the pencil skirt effect, so I'm going to come in 1 inch on the hemline and connect this like so. I'll go ahead and cut this out. Guys, the back is very simple. Anyway, all the pattern is simple anyway. I hope you paid attention. If you understand anything, let me know in the comment section. If you didn't understand it, let me also know in the comment section. We are all here to learn. So guys, don't click off. We are almost done. We just have one more thing to do and the pattern is ready. So now for the back, you're going to make a contour at the back so that the zip will sit properly. So here I'm going to come in 0.5. You can do 0.75 depending on how deep your back is. So I'm just going to do 0.75 here so that I will not have any zipper bulge. So just go ahead and connect this like so and cut that out. If there's any sharp corner, make sure to blend everything. We are all human beings. There's no sharp corner. We don't have any sharp corner on our body. So yeah guys, I'll label this back, and these are all my pattern pieces. And yeah, so we are good. I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and let me know if you want the sewing tutorial. I've already made this. If you notice, this was what I was wearing when I was even drafting this. So if you want me to make a tutorial, it has to be another fabric. I hope I can do that, but let me know in the comment section if you want me to make the sewing tutorial. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.